Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the brand new packs that 2K dropped in the pack market today, and again, encouraging people to stay away from this greed. I have noticed something recently that I think I want to talk about in this video, and I think these promo packs continue to just be a good example of what I am talking about. But before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 25,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day. Tons of consistent daily MyTEAM content. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. So, the thing that I do not like, they dropped this promo pack last week. They did it again this week. It's a guaranteed diamond or higher player card for 45,000 VC. Small chance at 100 overall. There's a few Galaxy Opals which are Damian Lillard. In this one, it's Lillard, Jokic, LeBron, Kobe, and KD. And then bunch of pink diamonds, bunch of diamonds. The packs themselves don't have like the worst odds in the entire world. Like I think they're 77% odds at a pink diamond, 10% odds at an opal. So you would hope it would be good rewards, right? But at the same time, or at least decent odds, you would hope for that type of VC expenditure. But 45,000 VC, only a 10% chance at a Galaxy Opal. That means based on their odds, you would have to spend $100 on VC on average to pull one Galaxy Opal based on these promo packs, and you would still not be guaranteed a single Galaxy Opal pull if you were to buy a 450 and open up 10 of these promo packs. Not only that, still do not have a choice at which Galaxy Opal you want. You don't get to go through here and pick a choice between LeBron, a Kobe, a KD, a Lillard, Jokic. Like if you want to get one of those guys, the odds of getting a Shaq are still exceedingly low. So just because he's technically in this pack does not mean he is actually a card that is attainable. This is just another super greedy money grab, and it's a way they're putting back in some names that people want. Obviously, people want to get LeBron. People want to get Kobe. Last week when they did this pack, they put Kareem in it, and they put a couple other desirable opals in it. So they're going to keep dropping this type of stuff to continue to try to entice people to spend more of their money to try to get the cards they want. But I saw somebody talking about this on Twitter yesterday, and it brought up a really fascinating point in my mind. I think it might have been Jacob, Unbeatable Jacob, who mentioned that, but I think it's a really good point. I actually think this gambling-only style of content is starting to hurt the pockets of the people who spend, or it's starting to hurt people who spend a lot of money on the game more than it's hurting the no money spent player. Because I think a lot of no money spent players are actually having like a decently good time, I should say, on the game. They may not be able to get the Galaxy Opals, but there's lots of good free grindable rewards still. There are still solid, at least a couple of solid buyable cards each week generally. So if they just basically, no money spent players just pretend the Galaxy Opals don't exist, pretend these 100 overalls don't exist, and then to them it's like there's just nothing, there's just no challenge to it the same way that there is for a all money spent player, somebody who used to load up $100. They just spent $100, load up the game, and they would have everything that they needed to get all of the cards that they wanted that week. They can no longer do that, and I think the inability to do that any longer is actually having a really large impact, and is going to continue to have an even larger impact, I believe, on this community as a whole as time progresses, because people aren't, I mean, I'm not loading up money on this game anymore to buy packs each week. It's not happening. I wasn't buying packs, but I was spending money relatively consistently on my team. I mean, yes and no. It depends on the week, but sometimes I was spending money to load up MT, to load up VC, whatever, to buy a set, right? To just load up and buy a set, get the cards on the weekends. Now I'm not doing that anymore. There's just no motivation for me to do that anymore. And honestly, this game, if you're smart, is actually still very, very attainable to play no money spent. And yes, unlimited as a mode sucks, and we know that this year. But as long as you stay away from the unlimited mode, every other mode is very attainable and very completable in no money spent. I don't think there's any sort of challenge there, or I don't know. I think we're starting to see that the way that this gambling only content is strategized is actually starting to piss off the money spent players more than it pisses off the no money spent players, because no money spent players can just pretend the content doesn't exist on Fridays, except for the buyable cards that are in the player market. Just ignore those Galaxy Opals. Don't spend money on packs. Don't spend your MT on packs. Grind out these Rush agendas on Tuesdays that are actually rewarding you with good cards, which I will say Rush has been like the one true bright spot for this season so far for 2K. But my thing is, like, I understand that 2K likely made a ton of money the first week they did these gambling only packs on the All-Star content. I would assume they made a good amount of money the second week as well with the Wild West content with 100 overall Shaq and D-Rob and Kobe. I find it hard to believe that last week they made an exceedingly large amount of money off of that gambling only content. I could be wrong, but I just think week by week, every single week that this style of content continues and this style of greed, even during the week, just dropping stuff in the pack market for VC only, the longer that this type of stuff continues, the worse and worse it will perform. And I think in the long term, I see no sustainability whatsoever for this style of content. And I really do think in the long term, it's actually going to probably wind up losing my guess would be that it's going to wind up losing 2K money in the long term because it will push away so much of their player base, and it's going to push away their money spent player base in a lot of ways as well, which is fascinating because I've actually seen multiple people who spend a lot of money on my team step away from the game mode as of late. I've seen people on Twitter, some of the biggest spenders are stepping away from the game mode. And I just think it's fascinating to see that happening. I know there's a large portion of the My Team community and people playing the game who are not involved in Twitter and may not even be involved in YouTube when it comes to My Team. But at the same time, I do think, I don't know. I don't want to sit here and complain. I know I released a video just a couple days ago talking about this, but I just think I don't know. I feel like we're in a very, very weird state with this game. And generally speaking, the content that frustrates people, it frustrates the no money spent people. The content that's expensive, pay to win, all that type of stuff. There was a certain amount of that, especially early in the year as well, with the mega lock-ins and the big lock-in sets and stuff like that and expensive lock-ins. And then they went away from those mega lock-ins. And people, I would say, were pretty happy with the content for a while. And then they brought in this gambling-only content. And obviously, people hate the gambling-only content. But it is fascinating to see that I think the longer it continues to go on, the more it pisses off specifically the people who like to spend their money on the game. That is the demographic that I think 2K wants to try to avoid pissing off. And I think if this, I don't feasibly see a world in which this style of content can continue for the foreseeable future. Like, I've got to think this is coming to an end relatively soon, or at least I hope so. Because, as somebody who would have loved to have been able to get Rudy Gay or Gerald Wallace or Lonzo Ball last week, not able to get any of those guys, that's unfortunate. The week before, would have loved to get Opal Kobe, couldn't get him. Would have loved to get Sean Marion, couldn't get him. I got lucky enough, and I got David Robinson, and I have Shea and LeBron still, so I have some good cards, no doubt. I've gotten actually pretty lucky with some of the gambling-only content at first. But for me, it's like, I'm not promoting it. I refuse to promote it. I won't promote it. And this, I know I've completely gone off the rails at this point. I'm not even talking about this promo pack, but I am almost struggling to see what the strategy is. And then during the week, it's just double down. Outside of the rush agendas, everything this season is just centered around gambling. Spend your money. Just greedy 2K. 2K's greed. And I just think long term, this is a very unrealistic and very short-term strategy, I guess I should say, for 2K, because I just don't think that long-term there's any chance really that this actually succeeds. I don't know. That may sound wrong. That maybe I could be wrong. At the end of the day, I'm not an expert. I'm not going to sit here and say that I know exactly what's going to happen and I know the answers or anything like that. But I'm struggling to understand even what their business strategy is at this point, and certainly what their long-term strategy is. I'm wondering if we're going to see huge changes in some capacity, like before 2K25. Like, is the My Team mode going to be completely separate from 2K, and it's going to be like a free thing you can play, like Warzone is compared to COD? Like, at this point, I just don't know what's going to happen, because they seem to be turning this game more and more into like a mobile game, micro transaction hell, basically, is what they're trying to do with it. And it sucks, but I just think they're alienating the community. How do you not honor? I know I complained about this a couple days ago. How do you not honor LeBron scoring 40K? 2K Mobile gave away like a bunch of different options for a bunch of different LeBron cards in 2K Mobile. 2K24 on console completely ignores it and acts like one of the greatest once-in-a-lifetime achievements we've ever seen in our lives is just commonplace, and completely ignores and pretends it doesn't even happen. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand their strategy. And I'm going to be honest, it's another day of frustration and confusion for me. And another day, I'm going to be completely honest with y'all, in which I will not be loading up My Team. Once I get done with my videos today, I will be getting off of My Team, and I will not be playing any more My Team today because I just don't want to. That's the honest truth. And for the most part, with the way their content has been, with the exception of the Rust content, I just don't feel very incited or motivated to play this game whatsoever almost every single day. And that's the honest truth. So for me, I will continue to not. I'll continue to make videos, obviously, but until there is a legitimate reason for me, motivation-wise, consistently to load up this game, I will not be doing that. And honestly, with the content being bad and the gameplay being bad, I don't see a reason on either of those areas to really load up the game. So that is the honest truth. That's just my opinion, and I know I'm kind of repeating myself from what I said just a couple days ago, probably in a lot of ways, but I just wanted to come on here and talk about it. And do not open these packs, please. I understand there's 100 overall technically in them. I understand there's a couple of good opals. Do not open these packs, though. Do not give in. Do not spend money. Do not give 2K. And certainly do not promote this gambling-only type of style of content. So, hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.